Week 5, day 4. Quality for this week is humility. Not one that everybody's excited about doing, I'm sure. Remember, the next two that we're going to do are hand in hand. Humility and hardworking. Those go. If you've got humility, you will be a hardworking individual. I can assure you of that. So one is kind of dependent on the other. It's just like being purpose-driven and committed. How you doing this week? You got 4 pluses, you got 3 minuses, and a plus, you got 2 pluses. Whatever it is, it goes back to that responsibility, that quality, all these things, they're intertwined. Are you responsible for your goals? Sure you are. You're responsible for setting those goals. You're responsible for making a plan. You're responsible for doing what you said you were going to do. That's being responsible. And we talked about the young person that talked to me and said, we don't have role models for responsibility. And I agree with him 100%. I never really thought about it until I talked to him. But the politicians are such an embarrassment to the United States today. That's not my fault. It's the other party. They don't accept responsibility for anything. A lot of coaches don't accept responsibility. And I think he's exactly right. Humility. You know that you don't know. George Foreman. You're either going to be humble or you're going to be humiliated. Now today it talks about the sophomore jinx. You ever heard of that, the sophomore jinx? Here's the way that works. When I was coaching in college, you would watch these kids every year, and they came in, and their freshman year, they came in better shape than any year that you ever had them. Why? They were humble. In many cases, they were scared to death. They came in such good shape. They came in ready for anything. And they didn't expect everything. They just came in ready to go in great, unbelievable shape. They were humble. They were full of humility. The next year, maybe I had a freshman one year that when I was coaching in college ran for 1,000 yards his freshman year. He comes back his sophomore year and he's so far out of shape. He's exactly what George Foreman talked about. That summer when he would go to work out, they'd say, you don't need to work out. You gained 1,000 yards last year. You were the all-conference running back. You're great. He got hurt first week or 2 of days, never really recovered. Because when you come in out of shape, what happens to you is you get hurt. And then you get hurt again because you're still out of shape. When you come back, because of the injury, you weren't able to get in shape. So when you come back, you get hurt again and again. And then the year's over and your mother says, boy, you had so much bad luck. You're just so unlucky. And you need to say, no, Mom, I had no humility. I didn't come in shape. And because of that, I got injured. And because I got injured, I couldn't work out. And so I stayed out of shape. So when I came back, I got hurt again. I firmly believe a high percentage of injuries every year are a lack of humility. They don't work hard enough in the preseason to come in shape to stay healthy. And I think that's the number one reason people have conditioning tests or whatever they do. When I was a coach, we gave kids a weight to come in at. And if you came in over that weight, you couldn't practice until you got down to that weight. Because if they came in overweight, they were obviously out of shape. If they're out of shape, it's just like what I just went through. I had maybe one of the best high school players I ever coached. I mean, he was all-state as a junior. And he came in about 30 pounds overweight. So I said, well, when you get down to 225, you can practice. Our school board, this sounds unrealistic, but this is a true story. Our school board asked me to play him. Because everybody in this little town, they all said, well, we got so-and-so, he ought to be playing. So what if he weighs 25? He's okay. No, he wouldn't. The fourth game of the year, the first district game, by the way, he comes to me on Monday. He hates me now. There ain't no doubt he hates me. His grandmother told me that he hated me. And she told me that, and I tried to explain it to her and everything. She said, he's already been offered a scholarship. I said, yes, ma'am, and he ought to take it, and he should not play this year, and that way he won't get hurt. Fourth game, he comes to me and he said, I'm ready to weigh. I said, really? He said, I've been out running. He'd been hiding, running at night, because he didn't want to show everybody that he wanted to get in shape. I said, okay. We weighed him. He weighed 225. He made first team All-State, got a scholarship. We won a state championship. All because we kept him out? No, I don't think so. But I'll tell you this, he had no injury problems whatsoever. You eliminate the sophomore jinx when you have humility. When people start telling you how great you are, you better be careful, because it can sure get you in trouble. George Foreman says you're either going to be humble or you're going to be humiliated. Simple as it can be. It works with academics. It works with athletics. It works as a car salesman. You're the greatest car salesman in the world. You don't need to, yeah, you do. You need to keep making calls. It doesn't matter what it is. You see, humility and hard working go hand in hand. And you never see a hard-working person that's not humble. When you watch these great football players, and I saw Mahomes last year win the Super Bowl, and they talked to him, and he said, I just try to get better every day. Humility? Oh, I think so. Hard-working? Oh, yeah. If he goes out there every day and he's only going to try to do one thing, that's get better. He doesn't think he's great. He has no belief in that. You're not going to fool him into believing that he's the greatest until he is the greatest. And if he keeps working like he is, someday he probably will be. If you want to eliminate the sophomore jinx, and the sophomore jinx can be any time in your life, right when you have that success, be prepared for people that are going to come at you and tell you how great you are. And you better maintain that humility. Maintain humility, and you will not be humiliated. See you tomorrow.